You're not allowed to play with your hat?
Yes.
Wow, there's too much, man. Too much rules.
you mess
Oh, come
with
on,
your
I used to
hat-
do that all the time. It's too much, it's too much. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of About Ukraine. Glad to see you here on my channel. And in this video, we're gonna say what to never ever do in Ukraine if you don't want to anger old babushkas and older generation people here in Ukraine. And I'm gonna get to why in a second. The topic of this video is going to be superstitions, and basically Ukraine is quite a superstitious country. And why is that? Well, the reason is Ukraine has a lot of history in pagan culture, and this sort of ancient Kievan Rus traditions sort of got passed over even as Ukraine adopted Christianity and as Ukraine grew into modern times and joined the Soviet Union also. These superstitions got propagated throughout the Soviet Union and also in Ukraine as well. I've actually done a video about paganism and ancient Kievan Rus sort of history. You can check it out. It's called Lisa Hora. It's considered to be the most haunted place here in Ukraine. Basically, I talked a bit about paganism in that video and the history behind it. It will help you understand basically the whole idea of paganism and how it evolved and how it kind of influenced Ukraine. This video is about superstitions and things that you should not do under any circumstance. Again, if you don't want to anger the old baby boomer generation, the babushkas, the dedushkas. Basically, I find that to be the case here in Ukraine. The younger generations, I mean, people like millennials, they kind of stay away from that. They don't really follow it like to the T. However, many still do. Many have inherited that from their parents, and they still believe all these superstitions. And some of them actually do have some truth behind them. Some of them actually come with good intentions, like, you know, to promote good manners. These superstitions, they promote essentially good habits in people. But not all of them do. And let's get to the bottom of all of these things that you should not do. What are the consequences if you do them, and history behind these exciting superstitions. So I invited with me Irочка here, and she's an expert on Ukrainian superstitions, and I'm not, obviously. So I need some help figuring things out. We're basically going to cover the things that you should not do, right? These are important things, like, you know, you risk offending people, you risk people will think that you're, you know, inconsiderate. Maybe they will think poorly of you. Yes, they're going to think poorly of you, and you're gonna get, at the very least, right? You're gonna get like some strange looks. You're gonna get some strange, you know, reactions, and you're gonna be like, you know, you didn't do anything, right? You didn't do anything wrong. A lot of people are talking about SKVOZNIAKs, which is like drafts. These drafts, it is like a superstition. Like, people think that they will give you a super deadly virus, and I think according to like the Romas and Gypsies, they think that it will give you like a virus that will paralyze you or something. Basically, when you leave a window open in Ukraine, a lot of people hate that. But
And the second superstition is a situation that happened with you.
if a bird shits on you, essentially, yes?
Yes. It means that you will get money soon. It's for money, dear. So you will reach...
Yeah, so a pigeon shit on me. I think like 2 days in a row I've had birds shit on me as I was walking. It's the first time that this happened to me in my life.
But you started to be mad, but I just calmed down you and
Yeah.
said that you will be rich. So if you guys, for example, got shit of the bird,
Yeah.
don't worry and don't get mad, because you will be rich soon.
This one is really interesting. You should never ever pass things across the doorway. Like when you shake hands, you hug each other, you give each other something over your doorway. That is considered like a really powerful superstition, because people kind of consider their house as an inner world, and the outer world was like a separation, right? And if you give something across this sort of barrier, it's considered to be bad luck. You're inviting, you know, dangerous spirits. does
separate world,
yes,
worlds,
yes.
you know, your house and outside of your house.
Yeah.
It's like two separate worlds. So
Again, I think it has a lot to do with paganism and like basically ancient rituals, ancient traditions. Actually, my landlord told me this. But she said you should never take out garbage after dark. If you live with with Ukrainian roommates and Ukrainian people like older people, and they will probably be upset if you take out garbage after dark. And again, it has a lot to do with paganism and old Asian traditions where you have evil spirits that can follow you back home. I can understand why, like, you know, ancient civilizations thought this way, because you could ask, what is so important that you're throwing out like at night, you know, like you're trying to hide something, you know, maybe like an evil activity, an evil, you know, action that you're doing, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I wanted to say about, I'm continuing with this whole, you know, evil spirits in the house, outside, inside of the house, sitting in your house before a long journey. And that one is actually also connected to evil spirits in your house. Some people, like, they sit down before journeying, and it's really annoying to me personally, because I'm like, why the hell do I have to sit down? Apparently it has roots in the fact that, first of all, it allows you to kind of think, like, remember if you didn't forget anything. And that's another superstition that Ukrainian has, right? You can't really come back to things when you forget something. That's another strange one. Basically, the spirits inside of your house to get confused, right? Because if you're like leaving, apparently the spirits sort of like imagine you're leaving, whatever, and you can give you bad luck. But if you're sitting down before you leave, it confuses the spirits.
next one, it's about buckets. If, for example, you see somebody that cross your street, yes, with empty bucket, it means that you will have bad luck. And for example, if you see somebody with a full bucket, it's for happiness.
And again, there's no history behind that. It's just like a random,
yes,
okay,
random
bucket. Well, speaking of buckets, there's one with items. If we're talking about items now, there's one with salt, right? You should not ever spill any of your salt anywhere.
You will get conflict with somebody.
Yeah, you will get conflict with someone. Mm-hmm. You should never ever spill the salt. Again, I don't know. I don't know how you can avoid that, but I mean, and I don't know, like, but that's another common one.
Bread is like a symbol of happiness. So, for example, if you eat something with bread, for example, you eat borscht with bread, yes, and you leave like a little piece of bread, it means that you left your happiness. So, every time my mother and my grandmother said me, don't leave the bread, eat the whole bread, because you left your happiness.
You left your happiness on the plate. You get this connection with, like, you know, the bread is the most important meal of the day, sort of like.
And
yeah.
The next important one also too, it's for girls. If, for example, you eat with a mirror, for example, you're looking at the mirror and you eat.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to eat because you're like eat all your beauty.
Yeah.
So I follow this superstition like to this day.
You should not eat in front of the mirror. You should look in the mirror if you've come home and you forget something, and you come home, you should look in the mirror before going out again.
And if, for
and
example,
you should not break mirrors.
Yes,
it's lots of mirrors, yeah, lots of mirror superstitions.
Mirrors, because, for example, if you break mirror, you will have a bad lucky for 7 years. What about gifts? You know something about gifts?
Yeah, I heard of this watch gift. You should not give someone a watch, and you should not give someone a knife or something like that.
Yes, watches, knives, empty wallets, for example, or boxes.
Yeah, empty wallets. Yes.
Yes.
This is crazy.
You have to put something.
You have to put something in a wallet,
yes,
like a penny or.
For example, yellow roses. If you give it somebody, it means like you break with somebody. You knew that? Or
It comes from China, actually. Where a watch symbolizes funerals and death, and you know.
And I know the next one. It's about clothes. If, for example, you put on your clothes outside.
Outside?
Out. Yes. Out. How to say?
If you get dressed outside, you mean, or what?
Yes.
you should never eat from the knife, because apparently a knife is a tool and you should not eat from a tool. You should eat with utensils, something like that.
Yes, I know, because you will get mad if you eat from.
It seems like these things are harmless. These things are harmless. Like eating from a knife is harmless. Another really harmless one, which I don't understand, is whistling in a house. Again, if you whistle in a house, you're not gonna have any money, right?
For example, hat.
You're not allowed to play with your hat.
Yes.
Wow, there's too much, man. Too much rules
If you
for
make,
me.
for
That's too much
example,
rules.
like with
I don't know. I
finger,
can't.
with finger like circles, yes.
Oh
with
come
your
on! I used to
head.
do that all the time.
What?
You can't have an empty bottle on the table.
Because you will in the future you will have empty table for your guests.
Oh yeah.
You will have
Yeah.
you will have no food.
This idea that the table should be full, the table is a sign of wealth, the table is a sign of prosperity, is a sign of a good amount of food on the table is important. It's like a critical thing for in terms of ancient Ukrainian traditions and what.
If spoons or forks fall down, for example, it means that somebody rushed into you.
Okay. You have these superstitions that mean if this happens, this happens. Like if you break this, this happens.
So on. For example, plates. It means that they scope negative energy and so on. And if, for example, negative energy in this plate and you break it, it's normal.
Learn something new every day in Ukraine.
And about families and about babies. If, for example, some girl gave a birth to baby, she don't want to post it in, for example, in Facebook or in Instagram. The girls always hide the faces of their babies, so they are not allowed to show faces of. You can notice, for example, very often babies have red stripes on their hands. It means maybe it's protection them of bad eyes.
Yes. I remember there was Kontakte, right? And whenever somebody held a picture of a baby, they always blur out the face, which was really creepy for me. I was like, why are they doing that? We're living in 2021, but these superstitions are alive and well, and if you don't follow them and you, don't be mindful of them, some people may really get genuinely mad at you for they'll be like, what the hell are you doing? You just bought bad luck to me. Some people take it seriously, right?
I don't know, it's psychological. You just think that it's true and that's all, and you can't do. For example, I have psychological education and I know that it's not true, but I don't know, maybe it's in your brain, it's fixed in your brain, psychologically. So you're like, oh no, I'm not allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do this. You follow these superstitions. You want or you don't want, for example. Because yes, I can, for example, not believe in this, but some things you do automatically you do.
Yeah. So this about wraps up this list of superstitions and things that you should not do in Ukraine for risk of offending somebody here. And I hope this video was helpful and you learned something new from it, especially if you're living in Ukraine or you're thinking of coming here, or if you're just curious about what it's like, about the customs, the culture, right, of Ukraine. And if you like this video, hit like and subscribe, and we'll have more interesting content for you guys, right? Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.